Welcome to the farm.
Welcome to the farm. I'm Justin, and today we're out in the shop, and it's been cold. It's been highs of like the teens and 20s Fahrenheit, and it's been that way for about a week now. So the shop is cold. And last time I was out here doing some tinkering on just some behind the scenes, organizing the shop kind of stuff, I would turn on my heater, and it's not sounding right. I'll show you what I mean. So as you can probably hear, the fan doesn't want to spin up very well. It sounds like it's hitting something. It doesn't sound right. And I've had this for probably about 5 years now, I think. And you're supposed to be able to do some maintenance on it, do some cleaning on it. I have never done that. So we're gonna grab the manual. We're gonna take some of these covers off, see if we can't do some maintenance and get this thing acting better. So I got my manual here, page 10, starts going through all the maintenance items we gotta do. We're supposed to flush the fuel tank. I don't think I'm going to take care of that today. I think that'll be okay still. We got to do the air intake filter, the air output filter. We got to clean the fan blades, which is probably our issue with the fan sounding horrible. We should take out and clean the nozzle and possibly adjust the spark plug, clean that, and clean the photocell. And I believe, and then we should look at the fuel filter. And that should be about it. So let's go ahead and start diving into this thing. So I'm going to start by removing the 8 screws holding the cover on. And we can remove the upper cover. And then we can slide out the back cover. So I think before I go too crazy taking stuff apart, I'm actually going to grab the air compressor, fire that up, and give this thing a quick blowout because there is just so much dust in here. And I'd rather do that while the filters are still intact. Now we should be able to remove this back plastic piece to get at our intake filter and our output filter. Alright, intake filter, and then we have our output filter on the other side here. So it says to wash these out, so I'm going to bring these up to the house, wash them out real good, let them dry, and then we'll finish up with the rest of the maintenance. So up next we get to remove the fan blades, and there's just one Allen set screw on the blades here. And then we just slide the fan right off. Then to clean the fan, all I'm going to do is take a little bit of brake clean on a rag and just wipe the whole thing down. And then I'm going to also wipe where the fan spins, try to clean off all that debris on both the lower cover and the upper cover. So we got our fan blades cleaned up real nice. I'm happy with those. We got the inner upper and lower cover cleaned out, and there was quite a bit of dirt built up, hardened dirt, right where those fans spin. So I'm hoping that that was kind of our noise, was just hitting those clumps of dirt. We'll find out when we put it back together. But the next thing we need to turn our attention to is the spark plug and the injector. So here's our spark plug. I'm going to go ahead and give this a good cleaning, and then we need to adjust the gap on it. So I got the spark plug cleaned up real nice. Now, according to the directions, this is supposed to be a 3.5 millimeter gap between the 2 points up here. So I'm going to have to see if I have something that'll measure millimeters, because I don't know if I do. So here's the best I can come up with. I got a 4mm socket, it's the smallest one I got. So I'm just gonna hold my points up to the flats on that socket, and we are just at about 4, so I'm gonna kind of pinch those in a little bit. And I would call that good. So I think we got that adjusted. We'll set that off to the side to install later. So up next is our actual injector itself. So we need to remove the 2 lines. Top one goes to the back. Actually, that would be easier. Bottom one goes to the front. Now that we got the injector assembly out and the lines off, we got to go ahead and remove the nozzle here. They say to use a 5/8 spark plug wrench. I'm just going to use a regular crescent wrench. Directions also say to lightly place this in a clamp or a vise. But I think, oh yeah, it's hardly even tight. All right. We got a spring and a washer. Set those off to the side. And now I'm just going to clean off that nozzle. And then it said to take some compressed air, blow it through the nozzle to clean out any debris that would be inside of it. I'm also going to do the same thing here with the lines and blow those out. Alright, so those are all blown out and cleaned. Go ahead, put this back together. Now to install this, the shaft is just supposed to be flush with the front of the fan. So up next is the photocell cleaning. We were technically supposed to do it with the fan still off, but I believe it's right here. And we're just supposed to pop that out of the mounting, which I've already broken loose. And I think I should be able to just pull that out. And then I'm supposed to clean that photocell inside there with just a cotton swab. Photocell is clean. Pop that back in its mount. So the last thing we're going to work on is cleaning the fuel filter. We need to remove this cover here to access it. So you remove this fuel line right there. Filter looks really, really clean. I'm really happy with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back in. So now we can go ahead, put our filters back in. All right, well, it's all back together. Let's plug it in and give it a try. It's still gonna be really noisy. This thing always had fan noise. It's, you know, just the nature of these things. But hopefully it sounds a little bit better and runs a little bit better. Let's plug it in and test it out. I did not put something together right because this thing is leaking fuel like crazy. And I was actually a little worried it was going to start on fire. It's pretty close there. But I'm going to go ahead, open this up, and see what I did wrong. Well, this was a complete and utter failure. It sounded better. Unfortunately, I don't know if I tore the gasket for the air cleaner back here or what, but it's just spitting diesel out of the back. It's dumping diesel in here. In fact, I had to use a fire extinguisher to put it out because the whole inside trough here started up on fire. So that's not good. I'm either going to have to look at getting some new parts, or I may just cut my losses and get a new heater because I don't think this one was overly expensive. So it's a few weeks later, and I've had some time to think about it, and I ordered some parts. We're going to see if we can't get this thing fixed. So first off, I got a new filter kit for the back because I know that one filter looked really bad. Then I also got a couple seals, and I bought a new nozzle. And I'm starting to think that the nozzle itself is our issue because when I took the other one apart, it had the spring here, but the seal and the washers weren't there and the spring just fell off. So I'm wondering if the seal in there is bad. I'm hoping that's what our issue, and I'm hoping putting this nozzle in will fix it, but we won't know until we try it. So let's go ahead, get this opened up. We'll get all that fire extinguisher stuff blown out, get these parts in, and give it a test. So I got the new nozzle installed, and like I said, when I put the old one back in, I didn't have the little black seal part on there. I'm fairly certain it's not still in there. I did take a pick and kind of dig around in there. I didn't feel anything, and the new nozzle went in pretty well, so hopefully I got that already out, and this won't be an issue. But let's go ahead and change out the filters, close this up, and try it out. All right, got my fire extinguisher ready. I think we're gonna go ahead and test this. Cross your fingers. All right, well, it seems to be working all right. I think what I'm gonna do before I even think about bringing it in the barn and running it in the barn at all, I'm gonna let this thing sit out here and run for a while just to make sure that it's working well. But I'm happy. It cost me, I think, like 23 bucks in parts to get this thing fixed. So I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this back up. Hopefully you guys found this interesting. I just wanna say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.